Ocarina of Time, a Virtualspective on this amazing gem. Wow. Ocarina of Time, when I very first played that game, in the opening sequence, it got me hooked, right? Watching, as I know him now as Link, riding on his little horsey Epona, in that opening sequence of just going through the field, the gentle soothness of that beautifully composed soundtrack, immediately I knew I was in for a ride, but I didn't know exactly what sort of ride I was in for in terms of actually playing a game that was new to me. I was new to the Zelda series, or the Legend of Zelda basically, and I was eager, absolutely eager. I looked really happy, and I was amazed of this amazing experience of actually playing this game. Well, what can be said about Ocarina of Time that hasn't already been said? Well, pretty much nearly everything has been said about it. It's been overrated, underrated, it's overloved, underloved, it's trash, it's brilliant, it's a work of masterpiece, whatever. Pretty much a lot of people who've actually played this game have their ups and downs with it. Me, it's probably more ups than downs, to be honest with you, because of the simple, blinding fact to the eyes and my heart that when I was actually playing this game, not only was I actually immersed, delving into it, after I actually sort of completed it, I wanted to play it again and again and many times over. I did not want to stop. The game was so vast with its open scenery, and bearing in mind this was sort of like, this was actually Nintendo 64 territory here, where 3D gaming was going to be from here on out. Not to mention we did have the PS1, but this was on cartridge. The overwhelming memories of my childhood of enjoying this lovely masterpiece of a game. Man, it doesn't matter what anyone says to me about this game. Everyone has their own opinions, but for me personally, I respect their opinions and everything. They have theirs, I have mine. Mine is just more than opinion. I was actually in that game, totally. The amazing majesty of the musical soundtracks, the vastness of each dungeon that differentiated itself from other dungeons, how colourful and bright and vibrant it was. Actually playing this game makes me actually felt back in the day. Wow, this is stunning. It wasn't just about the graphics for me, it was all other factors in the game as well. Where the story was heading, how the music changed me in here. I actually cared about what I was doing. I was really invested into actually getting my character, who I actually called my real name at the time and everything. Never knew he even had his own name. That's the thing, I was new to the game. And with that being said, I was actually so I'm gobsmacked. I'm actually lost for words. That's how much I actually love this game. This game was absolutely brilliant. It's utter Nintendo brilliance. I remember this was one of those games where I just wanted to come home rushing back from school immediately after it was finished, get changed, have a nice little bath and everything, sit in front of the fireplace. Yeah, I did have a fireplace back then, and just play the game, get finished back where continue from where I actually left off, and the buzz and excitement never actually wavered. That's what was amazing about the game also. The replayability and the fact it actually had me hooked to actually want to finish the game. But also another thing that I loved about it, because it was so vast and open world and everything, you go to different places. You had the castle, you had the market, you had the little obscure places like Lake Hyrule, little fishing area. You could play ocarinas to scarecrows and make them dance about. You had that big massive jump, which I thought that gave me a lot of G-force when I was little. You know, that bit where the broken bridges and you can just jump off that massively. Oh, what are you meant to get across that? Goodness me. I think that goes into Geraldo's Valor or something. And Mate, the amazingness of those, it's just the small things in that game as well that made it absolutely phenomenal. It was very, it was full of charm, full of charm. I remember the characters, like, remember in the market, you just go buy masks or just playing those little games. That was what hooked me as well. I absolutely loved coming back to just play those video games inside a video game, just little mini games and stuff where you put a little explosive mouse into that hole where you're doing archery and just hitting things. It's just little mini challenges like that. Playing that as a kid, I had a certain phobia with, and I still have it now, but it's regarding close-up things. Now, when I was playing through the first 3 dungeons, I'm actually beginning to actually feel sorry for the Deku Tree after he sadly passed, and I thought, no. See, I actually cared, because I thought, no, don't pass away, he's dead, no. You can actually go back in the dungeon. I like that touch as well. It wasn't just like you did that level, you can't go back in there no more, you can't see it. No, they left that in there to explore again if you want to. You just couldn't find the boss. The second dungeon, which I believe was the fire one, I believe, yeah, that one was actually pretty good, because actually at the end you have to fight a big massive fire breathing rolling around dragon without getting dizzy. Goodness me. And the good thing, you actually had to buy that Hyrule shield for that one. I mean, using a wooden one would have been completely useless against him. Maybe you have to throw bombs in the mouth. And another thing what I love about this game, it made me laugh, it made me smile, it made me chuckle, it kept me happy and in high spirits of actually loving the game ever more. The Jabu belly and everything. Now, the thing is, what I noticed about this game is how a lot of puzzle-ish was involved. I mean, in order to open his mouth, of course, I thought, what are you meant to do? I went to King Jabu and he was just a big massive fish. What's he going to do? Just lying flat there, just being bored and everything. I swam around everything, couldn't find nothing for him to do. Tried to throw bombs on him and just tried to whack him with my sword. I thought, nothing's working here. And it didn't occur to me that you actually had to, like, get a little bottle, put a fish in and just open it up next to him and just open it. Genius. A bit of common sense you had to use a bit there, because fish eat other fish. You know, it's just one of those things where you have to do something in a certain step to actually get to that next bit. That I also loved in the game. Yeah, I remember the part also where you had to go in to see Princess Zelda. I remember that. That was a really annoying bit, because you've got the guards outside all waiting, whether it's day or night, just standing there or just moving around and everything, guarding the entrance. And I thought, how am I meant to get past it? They keep seeing me. So I just thought, can I do it at night time? Follow the same? No, they'll still be there. I thought, oh no. Then I remember going around sideways, around the back, sort of in the front, but around the side, you know, where you have that little wall where you can climb up. And I thought, yes, I got past it. Then what I thought, who do I actually think is lying on the ground just before you get into the back entrance of sneaking into the castle? Super Mario. Yeah, Malon's father, I believe. And that's when I thought, what's he in this game for? But no, it wasn't. It was he just looked like him so much. That's those things like that, little tiny hidden sort of references that sort of not exactly legit, but they just remind you of certain characters in other games. Now this is where the game really started to shine for me, because you know, after you've actually completed all the 3 dungeons, got all those little wonderful I forgot what they were called, but you know what I'm on about, these little, oh bloody hell, thingies that you put on the Temple of Time, which by the way is an amazing soundtrack. I love the Temple of Time music. It's just so can't get the right word for it. That's how amazing it was. I actually remember I actually just waited in there just for the point of the music alone. Just stood there, nothing. Did a bit of tidying up my room, turned up the TV quite loud, and just actually, you know, listen to the music in Temple of Time. And what was I going back to? Yeah, when you get the 3 amazing badges of honor of actually bestowing on the Temple of Time's altar, and the doors open and everything, this is where the game really started to shine for me personally. You see, because not only did it take a turn of time itself, of full fast forwarding you into your teen years, I think, or early adult years maybe, like 18ish or something. I don't know how old Link was in the game, but he was a kid. But he went fast forward in time about 7 years or something. I think it was something like that. As he took that sword, and now you're an adult. I absolutely loved that as well. Also, what I loved about the fact was actually playing through the game, you can actually go back to being a kid and back to being an adult. I love that touch in the game. The game started to get a little bit more scarier with the dungeons, and now by scary I mean a little bit more harder, a lot more challenging, because I actually many times I actually got lost. Probably the scariest temple for me was actually the Shadow Temple. I couldn't play that one, especially the temple that involved the big hands that just come down. If they get the shadow you see underneath Link's feet, and it'll just come down and grab you. I thought, whoa, I dropped the controller, closed my eyes when I was little, when I first saw that. I thought, give me a heart attack, I can't play this. I was actually terrified of that kind of a thing, but grown a set of testicles and everything, I actually did manage to do it on my own. Bearing in mind I was playing that level at night, which didn't actually help with my dreams there on after. But it was absolutely an amazing experience playing this absolute gem of a Master Grand title on the N64. Bearing in mind this is a console that not many actually people loved, liked, and things, simply based on the controller alone, but I absolutely have no problems with it. I loved it. You know, with this game, in time itself, it absolutely remains as one of the greatest. It's up there, definitely, absolutely. If you haven't played this, I greatly recommend it. I've got so many wonderful experiences with this game, so many wonderful cherished memories. You know, things like Lon Lon Ranch, the underground things, and things like that. Sorry, and just checking something. Just go and play this game, please. You'll have a blast. So what are your memories on this amazing game? I've got so many more things I could say about the game, but do you know what? I'm going to leave those cherished memories at peace. You know what? I could go into so much more, but this video would take too long, and I could just go into a lot of details why I love this game so much. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this game? Have you played it? I guaranteed to really recommend it. I'm Dr. Virtual, the Retroholic, and my retro gaming live on.